Greetings and salutations, YouTube. My name is Etchy Charmed, and today we'll be doing a video on the Page of Void. So, here we go. The Page is one of the two exploitation classes of Homestuck, the passive counterpart to the Knight, and the inverse of the Thief. Pages start off being incredibly weak and lacking in their aspect, but don't inverse their aspect. However, when they reach their full power, they become the most powerful of the classes, just under the Lord and the Muse, which are the two master classes, which is understandable. Pages also allow exploitation of their aspect and invite exploitation through their aspect. So, in other words, basically, they're the class of untapped potential. So when they do find that potential, you'd better watch out. Now on to the void aspect, which is the inverse of light and has to do with nothingness, emptiness, lacking, loss, infinity, and secrets. Void players basically fight with nothing, meaning they fight using their bare hands, kind of like how Roxy, the Rogue of Void, who is definitely good with guns, only used her hands and her god tier powers when she was fighting the Condes, only using Bro's sword to deal the final blow. As Xemnas from the Kingdom Hearts series and Urania phrased it, Void players are supposed to embrace nothingness and become one with it, then, ironically, overcome Void so that they can become relevant. Now, on to the Page of Void themselves, I guess, however you want to phrase it. I'm still confused on how to phrase that part. The Page of Void is the inverse of the Thief of Light, and it might be one of my new favorite class specs, considering the research I did on it. Basically, a page is supposed to build themselves from nothing. The void aspect has to do with nothing. So basically, they're a blank slate. The ultimate blank slate. Someone who can basically be whatever they want. Kind of like, a few examples I can think of would be like Kimahri from Final Fantasy X. Who, considering the where he's placed in the grid, if you don't get what I'm saying, the play Final Fantasy X is a good game. Considering where he's placed in the game, in the grid, he can basically become whatever he wants. He can be a white mage, a black mage, he can have high accuracy like Waka, sheer raw power like Auron. You can be a bit mixture of strength and speed, like Tidus. You name it. Another example I can think of would be the Full Arcana from the Persona series. The power of zero, empty yet full of limitless possibilities. Another person I could think of would be, what's his name? Izuku. That one kid from My Hero Academia. The one kid who doesn't have any powers, but then he gains All Might's powers. Kind of like that. Starts off with nothing, but then he gains immense power. And basically, the Page of Void can become as powerful as All Might, or possibly be just as powerful as Saitama from One Punch Man. Because since the Void is basically limitless, his power can be just as vast as the Void. So him being as powerful, or if it's even possible, even more powerful than Saitama, isn't exactly too far off. However, to obtain this power, the Page of Void has to accept any lacking or nothingness they have in their life. If they've just been dumped, then they need to accept the fact that they're single and be happy with it. If they're lacking a certain skill, again like Izuku, Izuru, whatever, they have to accept that they don't have that skill, and then maybe they'll passively obtain it later on in life. So, yeah, I believe that's all I have to say on the page void. If there's anything I forget, which I'm pretty sure I did, I'll be sure to leave it in the annotations or in the comment section below. And yeah, the page void is a very powerful class spec indeed. Speaking of, since it's so powerful, I have a question for you guys. Which class spec is more powerful? The Page of Hope, which is powerful enough to defeat a green sun-fueled Witch of Space, along with Caliborn, the Lord of Time, or the Page of Void, with the staggering immense power to become anything they want, with limitless power of the Void, which is basically the power of infinity. So, with that final bit, I want you guys to, answer that in the comments below or on my Twitter, whatever. So, with that final bit, I bid you dudes, dudettes, and others adieu. Bye!